Well, it's like chewing on a bone, so hopefully he stays quiet.
Well, welcome.
Guys,
It is Thursday.
we're back. Back like we never left.
I think some people thought we might leave after last week, but we are here.
I actually thought about like instead of like the reel putting like editing to make it seem like a reality show, putting the title as like is in the box office podcast ending or something like that.
The most clickbait, they would have been like, yes, we got him to quit.
Is this the end of the in the box office podcast?
Actually, me and Cait just got in a huge fight. We now hate each other. We're never coming back. It was what everybody said, just made us turn against each other. I mean, that would have been, that people would have clicked on it, I'm sure.
As everyone expected, you know?
Imagine that we can just keep chipping away week after week.
I had something happened to me for the first time today.
What?
I got my first speeding ticket.
Ever? That's surprising.
Ever. What do you mean that's surprising?
I think I've had one or two, at least in my life.
I've had 2 tickets, and I don't know if every state participates in this, but Illinois always has distracted driving awareness month where you're not supposed to be on your phone. Both times I've ever got a ticket have been the month of April and distracted driving month. And that's the only time I've never been pulled over for speeding because I really don't speed. Like I'll go like 5 or, whatever, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
And today I was going like a different route than I normally go. And I was on the phone with my mom and I'm like, why is everybody driving so slow? And I was like, oh my God, it's a school zone. And right when I said that, there was lights behind me. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm so sorry.
That's bad.
I was like, I don't ever drive this road. It's like a busy road. Like not.
What the cop do?
What?
What the cop do? Just write your ticket.
It was super cool. Yeah. He was like, I decrease your speed on the ticket, like to make it less money. Like, just be careful. We're putting cameras here. And I was like, I literally never drive this road. I had no idea it was a school. And you would never think that there is a school on the road because it's like a 16-lane road. Like it's a busy ass street. So I've learned my lesson and I will not be speeding there, but I don't ever drive that way.
That's hilarious.
So that sucks, but it is what it is. Was he hot at least?
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. He was just regular dude. Criminal, I know.
Criminal!
Lock me up.
I love this. I got my popcorn ready. Is this now the situation?
No, you guys. Last week wasn't even anything. I don't know what you guys are talking about. There's no drama. You guys are dramatic. We are not dramatic.
We're great. We're doing great.
Grant did message me afterwards and he wants me to do 26.3 with him at Wadapalooza.
He also asked me to do it too.
I said I would, but there was no guarantees that I would actually sign up and we'd have just as much fun no matter if I signed up or not.
I'll do it too because I'll probably be at Wadapalooza too. That's the plan.
Yeah.
So
I'll definitely do it.
I'll throw down with y'all. If it's throwing in wall balls, I'll cry, but I'll do it.
Hopefully it's not gymnastics because I'm probably like maybe out on that one. I don't know. That is like so soon. I keep thinking because it's Wadapalooza weekend. Like a year ago, we were there.
Yeah, last weekend, right? Yeah.
Or it was getting ready to start. I don't know. I saw it on my Facebook memories. What's going on with my hair? And it is cold every single, like this weekend it was cold in Florida. Last weekend it was cold in Florida.
They're saying we might get snow in South Carolina this weekend, which is crazy.
It snowed in Pensacola last weekend, I think I saw.
We had snow here last year, and so I've lived here for 10 years, and it snowed twice, and it's very rare and very little. Like it lasts like a day. It's not really a thing. But maybe they're saying this year, but also like today it was, I mean, it's been so cold in the morning and today it got to 70 during the day. So even if there's like a flurry, it'll be gone, you know?
I am a little nervous because there's like this huge storm coming and I'm supposed to fly tomorrow. So I would really rather maybe not get stranded at DFW and actually make it to San Diego. But that's not usually my luck. But I'm hoping that I fly Friday night and then I come home like Sunday afternoon. So I'm hoping Saturday is like the worst day and I'm not flying. But I might get stuck in Texas. Who knows? That would be bad.
I'll be
I would
sending
not be
good
happy.
vibes. I don't think it's going to be as bad as people are saying. I think everyone always makes it seem worse, and
It never is.
it never is that bad.
Pool boy said, "What if I Venmo you both $20?"
We can get a bougie coffee. I'd love it.
You can send me $20. I don't know what I'll spend it on, but if you want to send me $20, I'll take the $20. It'll go towards my speeding ticket. Give it to the
That's
charity.
All right. Today's topic. We diving in?
Yeah. We're going to talk about WFP Pro cards because they started revealing who has accepted their Pro card and who hasn't. So I created a list. It's really fancy. It's on Google Docs.
We love a good Google Doc.
And we'll just kind of go through like who has accepted their invitation, who maybe we think is going to decline. And then I think let me pull it up first. I always get nervous to share my screen because I have no idea what I'm doing on here.
Something crazy might be on there. I think I imagine that like more people accepted. They're just releasing like it slowly for like marketing media, right?
For sure.
I bet like a lot more people have accepted already.
Can we see that?
Make it a little bigger. Zoom in on the doc.
Well, how do I do that? It's not working. Can you guys see that? I can't.
It's 100% at the top. Just make it more.
Where?
Literally
I feel like a grandma.
Up.
Oh,
okay. You can probably make it bigger, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Wow. Just here teaching you some things. So we'll start with the woman. So far, scroll through and say who's.
So this is the list as they placed after all three competitions. So the ones that are highlighted in green are who have accepted their Pro card. Are we surprised about Emma Tall?
No, because she's not doing CrossFit. She's already kind of come out and said that this is her big thing. So that makes sense, right? Andrea Solberg, Lydia Fish, and Sydney McLushan, this is them getting their Pro card. None of them was Andrea Solberg a pro? No, I don't think so, right?
I have no idea.
Brooke is out, which means what's the last person on the cut? Linda Keesman. I do think she'll accept. Like, why wouldn't she?
I would think so.
I bet they're waiting for all of the pros to say like be released and then go to do you know what I mean?
I wonder if there's like a world. I don't know because they know for sure Brooke's not, right? And I think I have heard that whoever was next in line, which I guess it's Linda, that she's already accepted.
Okay.
That could be wrong information, but I feel like I did hear that like while we were still in Copenhagen. So, or that maybe it was that Brooke officially like declined her invite, something like that. So that spot for sure is up for grabs, which then it would go to Linda.
All right, go back to the top. Let's see. Let's go through. I think 100% Laura Horvath is accepting because she has said she's not doing the 2026 CrossFit season. What do you think about Amy Kringle? Like part of the Brute crew. We've been going back and forth on whether the Brute crew is going to accept or not.
Well, James he said he's going to accept as long as it doesn't interfere. But now I guess the schedule's out, so maybe it'll be okay. I don't know because Amy's definitely a top contender for, I would think, a podium spot at the games. So I think she's kind of a wild card. I don't know. Maybe she did really well this year doing all of them. So maybe she'll try to do.
Yeah, I mean, according to Hiller, she won.
I mean, he's not really that wrong.
Yeah, I mean, she's also like I say new athlete. I guess she's not new, but Sorry, my dog's losing it. She's a newer athlete of like being this caliber, and I think that might make her more willing to do both because like less burnout, more potential for sponsors. I do think the Brute crew, a lot of them were probably going to do both. I wouldn't be surprised.
How old is she? Do you know?
Let me look it up.
I feel like she's like young, but maybe she's like 27, maybe
26.
26.
Yeah. So still 20 years.
Yeah. I could see her doing both because she did have a pretty successful season this year. I don't know how she felt. I haven't like watched a lot of stuff. There's been stuff that have come out about her, but probably both.
Yeah. And then Emma Lawson. Honestly, I think both of our dogs are wilding out.
Well, now they have
that the only thing that would make me think Emma Lawson wouldn't do it is she's coming off a back injury, so maybe volume of competition. And because she has confirmed she's at Mayhem Classic, so that means she's attempting to do the CrossFit season.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I do think she's going to do it, honestly.
Do you think like we're in a world again, like where she doesn't do the CrossFit Games again? Wait, did she? No, she didn't, right?
Classic. She confirmed for Classic.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that.
Attempting to do CrossFit season.
Did she do it last year? No, right?
No, and the reason was back injury, right?
Okay.
So she was coming off injury, and a lot of people said that she was using that as an excuse. But the fact that she confirmed Mayhem Classic means she's attempting to do CrossFit season. So we'll see. I think she's going to do both. I think anyone of the Brute crew that went to the finals is going to do both. Lucy Campbell, I would be surprised if she didn't accept. I think she will.
You think? Wait, you think?
I think she will.
I think she's going to win the CrossFit Games. And
yeah,
I don't know.
That. I don't think so. I think she's going to podium. I don't think she's going to win.
I feel like because Tia's most likely coming back next year, and I think if she's gonna win, like this is the prime opportunity. So I feel like maybe like it would be smart to go all in for her.
Yeah, I just think that. I mean, she didn't win WFP.
No, but she still has done very well.
Yeah, I know. But
I think out of any of the, like if Laura's not in it too, like I think out of anybody, it would be her. If she keeps up her momentum.
I mean, yeah, I don't think Amy Kringle has a chance to win the games yet because she's not strong enough. I don't know. I think it's not just her though right now. Like Emma Lawson, if she continues the way she is, could have a chance. Like coming off the injury, she's got better and better. Olivia Kerstetter, I think, could have a chance. I don't know. I think that there's like 5 girls now that are in contention.
Yeah.
Ariel Lowen, I think, will 100% accept.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, her and Dylan have been very like outspoken about loving loving WFP. Brookwell's obviously not. Do you think Olivia's going to accept?
I don't know, because she's one of those athletes where she was on the podium last year at the games, so I could see her going all in. But also, she's young, so she could probably handle the amount of volume and competing.
That's my thought process is like the younger athletes are not going to have as much quote unquote burnout and have the ability to recover more. And I do think like she is in the grand scheme of things newer to the sport. So like might want more competition experience versus someone who's been doing it so long might not. I think it'd be stupid if Sydney Wells doesn't accept. I think she will.
Totally agree. When I was making this list, I thought the same thing. I think she could do really well. I think at the WFP. As
I think unless you're like guaranteed to go to the games, which like her and Annika, I think are similar boat. Like they could qualify. It's not 100% that they'll qualify. Why would you not take the WFP and make some money and like try and get more sponsors? And that's like a more of a guaranteed career for them versus the games is not guaranteed. Annika said to me when I interviewed her that if she gets a pro card, she will take it. She thinks she'll take it more than likely, because her biggest like issue was she's like, I love the WFP, but I don't want to have to do qualifiers. Like that's a really
Sure.
that like having to do multiple qualifiers when you're trying to. I know she like really big deal for her to make the game. She'd been trying for years and years. I think that's still she will definitely be doing both. But I think like if you were a challenger, you get a pro card, you don't have to do the qualifiers. It makes it 10 times easier, right? Like
Yeah.
for your season. So I would think both of them will accept and both will try to do CrossFit as well.
I'm not sure about Annika. I'm like on the fence about her because I feel like because she's had such a hard time qualifying and she's
Yeah.
missed year after year by like an itty bitty bit that like
Mhm.
she's really hungry to go to the games. So
Yeah.
I
I think
don't she would be on the fence for me, I think, just given her near misses.
the only reason is when I said it, she was like, "Yeah, I'll probably take it." But that is also like when you're at the finals, and that is like
Yeah. Right.
forefront of mind when you're looking at your season. It's going to be different. I think like all the next four, Andrea Solberg, Lydia Fish, Sydney McLeish, and Emily Rolfe, make sense because again, besides Emily Rolfe, like, and even her right now because she's suffered a lot of injuries, all of their are like not guaranteed game spots, right? They're all on
Well,
the cusp.
and Emily, I think she just turned 36 or 37. Like
Yeah,
she's
she's like definitely
master.
masters on the edge of
Yeah.
her career, end of her career probably. And had a lot of injuries this year, so it kind of makes sense to take that. Sydney McLeish is kind of a bubble athlete, Lydia Fish too, Andrea Solberg. Like I think that makes sense to me. Danny Spiegel, I think she's gonna take it.
But yeah, she'd be silly not to. And I could see her not doing the CrossFit games.
Yeah, or maybe doing team again or something like that. Or I mean, she doesn't really need to. She is one of the people that has a full-blown career of
Yeah.
kind of being an influencer. And I think like her and Ariel seem to be using it to like travel together and have an experience, which is cool. Hannah Black, I think she's taking it without a doubt.
I think I think she'll try to do both, but I think she's obviously not going to do as many semifinals this year.
Yes. Hopefully not. I think she was really wanted the pro card. She went in trying to get it. That was like a big goal of hers. And again, she's an athlete like a lot of the ones we talked about that it's really not guaranteed a game spot. She's on the edge of being close to qualifying, but hasn't. So this is a more guaranteed season. What do you think about Manon?
She didn't do CrossFit, right? Did she do CrossFit this year?
No, I don't think so. So
I would assume that she's going to accept. I don't think she was at the games this year. I can't keep up with everybody who's not and still in
and
it.
she's newly with Justin Kotler. I think he's really liked the WFP, been a big proponent of it. So I'd be surprised if she didn't.
Yeah. Jen Oda obviously accepted already, which I think makes sense. Ella, I would assume she would, right?
Yeah, if you're not someone who's going to make the games and being situated in Europe, it makes more sense because like the finals are in Europe. It makes it a lot easier for them. I think, like we said, Linda will accept. I think Fee's going to get invited because I think there will be at least one, if not two more that aren't accepting. I think if Fee gets invited, she's going to take it as like redemption because while she is trying to make the CrossFit games, I think that like final, the way it went for her, obviously she probably wants to come back and show something else.
It looks like I've seen she's been posting a lot this week just about training differently. And I
Mhm.
wasn't sure on the vibe.
I
Like,
think I think because she's been injured, like she's rehabbing, right?
I don't know. The vibe seems different. Like,
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, I wasn't sure what it almost sounded like she was starting like a new chapter or something. Like she
Oh,
wasn't certain. I don't know. That's kind of what I read, and that's kind of how I took it. Like I was a little just unsure about what exactly that meant. And maybe it
I
just
took
was
it as like she's slowing down because she has to rehab her shoulder, but
maybe.
maybe. I do know that She's 30, 31. Isn't she a little bit older?
I think she's in her
And
30s.
she has mentioned wanting a family. So, I mean, there is a possibility that, who knows? But I don't think she's done yet. I really don't. I'm
I
trying to
do think
pull
it would make sense for her to do WFP if
this.
like she had to choose between the two.
I'm looking at
Um,
this right now. Nothing. Maybe it was on her story. Um,
that doesn't leave a lot. Like we just went through the list and we only know obviously one for sure. Maybe like the top well, we know Laura, like 2, 3, and 4, or maybe unsure.
mhm. I mean,
Um,
there's a lot unsure, but to be honest, I think maybe besides Brooke, 2 more will say no is my guess. I think a lot
yeah,
of them will say yes. I think maybe we'll see a situation where a lot of them take it and then don't potentially compete, like drop out or something if their season gets crazy. But I think a lot of those people are gonna feel it out. Like, kinda why not, you know?
yeah. I think even I mean, it was still just looking at the names that are on the list, the top 25 will say Copenhagen was exciting. Like all of the races were exciting, and some people may say, "Oh, like the best of the best weren't there," but like it was still really fun races. So I'd be happy. Like anybody in the top 20 that's on this list, I think still will see really good competition next season.
I agree.
Okay, the men. I think I
I
count.
think this is gonna be harder than the woman, to be
You
honest.
think? Let's scroll
Yes.
down. So we had. Okay, men.
Kick it off.
James, James Sprague, Dallin Pepper, Ricky Garrard, Justin Medeiros, top 4.
I think
None.
you said James said he would accept. I think James is gonna accept. He was one of the few that, like, I think was able to have a really good season in both, like,
Yeah,
competed well. Um, I think he's gonna do it.
I do too. And I've heard like the only thing that I've heard from him was as long as it aligns, like doesn't conflict with the CrossFit Games season. And I think now that the season schedule is out, it's going to be close, but I have not heard him say like since then it's a for sure yes, but he
Yeah,
was definitely an advocate for doing both if he could. So, and he obviously did very well. So, unless anything crazy happens, especially with semifinals, I think you can kind of manipulate your schedule,
yeah, a little
to
bit, yeah.
either compete earlier or later, around maybe the first tour stop. I don't know all the dates,
He
but
did decline Mayhem, but there's enough time to have another semi in there. I think he said do NorCal, I wanna say, I don't
that
remember.
makes sense.
Um, I don't know if this is a hot take. I think Dallin's gonna decline.
After I just saw, I think Dents clipped it.
Del Mar, that's what Caroline Prevost said he's going to Del Mar, and the following weekend would be stop 1 of WFP. But it's like, I mean, he's competed back-to-back weekends and been able to handle it, right? Like, James does some people do well with volume, some people don't, you
I
know?
mean, back to back is really tough though. Like
Yeah.
that's a lot when you're like you're gonna sell your soul to try to get to the CrossFit Games, right? However, like I don't think you would necessarily need to peak for like tour
Yeah.
stop 1. Like you obviously need to do decent, but I think he's a well-rounded athlete that could show up, and I don't think
Mhm.
he'd win if that's the case, but he'd be able to hang. But
Yep.
back to back would be tough, especially with all the travel. I don't know. Maybe he
Yep.
changes his mind, like
We'll see.
about Del Mar.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I think he's like only ever had great things to say about the WFP. I
Totally.
think he also chose to do Del Mar when he could have done Mayhem. He said on the podcast that like, why would he go to Mayhem when it's harder to qualify? I understand, but I think maybe like if that's a choice, it's not like WFP is not necessarily conflicting. He's making the choice to make it more conflict. Does that make sense?
That's fair. But also, like, if you want to win the CrossFit Games, which he obviously wants to win the CrossFit Games, you're gonna go where would
Yeah,
probably be the easiest to qualify,
for
and
sure.
like Mayhem is not it, you know.
Hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Uh,
Um,
comment. Yeah, pull it. The
the
first stop of WFP is not placed well in the middle of semifinals. Will be interesting to see who does Del Mar and following weekend the WFP. I agree. I think that's going to be tough. And that might be a deciding factor for one, who does WFP, and two, if they're going to Del Mar. But it is a good semifinal to go to.
Kind of while we're on this subject, this is like a little, not pivot, but somebody brought it up when we were talking about all the people who were pulling out of the finals for WFP, that the same thing happened at all of these semifinals last year. All of these athletes were confirmed to go to Mayhem, like Daniel Brandon, and I forget who else pulled out. Maybe Brooke
Yep.
Wells, I don't remember, but like there was athletes pulling out of Mayhem and all the other semifinals too. So, and that didn't really catch much heat. It was just like Daniel Brandon pulled out, and that was the only thing that we heard. It had nothing, like nobody made it about Mayhem, but when people were pulling out of WFP, it was, you know, a
Yep.
scandal, which is crazy.
We were just talking about that. Yeah, and I agree. I think a lot of even the people that have already said yes to Mayhem, which we'll get into, might pull out closer to, depending on how they're feeling, who else is going, different things. Like, I think they have the ability to say yes and then qualify another way, and that's the nature of how CrossFit set up their season. So that's going to happen because they do have options, Same thing with WFP. It's multiple stops, so they have options not to compete, and that's on them. It makes it harder to qualify, harder to get to the finals, but it's doable, Do you think Dallin's going?
What I was saying earlier, I guess, is I saw Dence's clip on him saying, I think it was her, like how bummed he was after the games, and he would just like sit in his car for like an
Yeah.
hour and just like
That literally is the reason why I
dissociate.
think he's not going.
Agreed. That I was like, oh, he was really down bad. And I feel like if he needs to put all of his eggs in a basket, it's going to be the CrossFit Games. I think he would love to do both, but maybe especially because he pulled out of Rogue also this year.
I mean, he got rhabdo. Clearly something's got to give, right?
Yeah, I could see him declining because he has a chance, right?
And I
Like he
think
could do it.
also, like, if I'm Dallin, I'm bitter that James won the games and Jason's won the games, and I want to be the brute boy that wins the games, right? And I think, I don't know, I think there's a lot of people that thought he would be the first one of the three of them to do it, if not the second, not the third. Like, he won team games, right? He was one of the top picks he has a lot of the components. They just haven't come together. So I think maybe he might be like, this is my year. I'm going to send it and then come back. Who knows?
You
Right.
on three. Wait. On three, let's both say, we have not talked about this beforehand, but let's say yes or no if he's going to accept his pro card.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. No.
My only, like, I would say I'm 90% no, 10% yes. The only reason I'm yes is because Ricky's kind of like a F it all. I can do whatever. And that would be my 10%. But like Proven in general seems kind of anti-WFP. That's me in my brain. They have not said this. Don't clip me, whatever. I just feel like their CrossFit Games die hard, right? Like they're through and through for the games. Tia's been very outspoken about it. Created by Tia, who is like the poster of the CrossFit season. So I also think he's on the end of his peak, right? Like he is towards the end of his career. If he's going to win or make podium, it's going to be in the next year or so. I don't think there's much beyond that. Jason Hopper was asked by Coffee Pods and Wads like who he thought were threats. Did you see this? Like Justin,
Yes.
James, they said Ricky, and he said no. So, and I think that's kind of like how people are starting to feel like he's close, but not there. And it's going to be very hard for him to get there at this point in his career.
Which is kind of crazy because he got second place, right? At the CrossFit Games.
Third, second? Why am I blanking?
I think he got second because he got second place. So like,
yeah. I just think that, like, again, I don't think he's peaking beyond this. And I think Jason, Justin, Dallin, James are all on the front. Like, if this is the peak, they're here and he's here. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's on the way down and they're on the way up is how I view it. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll.
No, I don't disagree. I'm just thinking, like, for some reason, I feel like I would put Dallin and Ricky on the same tier.
I mean, isn't Dallin way younger than Ricky?
Well, yeah, way younger, but I don't know.
He does have. Yeah, I mean, Ricky's 31, more towards the end of his career, right?
Probably 25.
Dallin's 23.
Oh, 23.
This year he turns 24 in October. So, like, I mean, he's young. He has 8
I think
years.
I do agree with the proven thing, but I also think that the bad taste in his mouth was second place at the CrossFit Games this year, and he was very vocal about like I deserved that, or like I wanted that
Yeah.
to be me. I was so close again. But I do remember him doing an interview, I thought, at WFP, being like, this is really cool that I can win guaranteed money. And that interview surprised me because I didn't expect for him to say something like that. However, if I'm getting an interview by somebody at WFP, I'm not going to be like, no, this sucks and I'm not about
Yeah.
this. Like I would hold my cards close to my chest. So I don't know. He's a wild card, I think. Well, maybe
I
not.
also like my take on him is like when people are like, it's so much volume, he would be like, don't be a pussy, you could do it. Like that's his
Yeah.
vibe, right? Like
Yeah.
I can compete as much as I want. Like I'm
Yeah.
hard. And that's kind of his personality, which is why I think maybe he would just do both.
Yeah. I could see that.
I think
Justin, I
I
think
think
we'll do
Justin is
both.
saying yes. Yeah,
I think.
I agree. I think
Um,
he'll do both. I think he did well, and he's like got this fire lit. I think he loves the WFP. It's like, yeah, I've only seen him very, very happy and positive at the
yeah,
WFP.
agreed. Roman and Guy, no surprise,
No,
right?
especially because like Guy's not going to place top at the games probably. It makes sense for him. He also just had a baby. It's like guaranteed season. Which did you see? It's so cute. It has the most hair. This
So
newborn baby
much
has
hair.
so much hair. I was dying. It made me really happy because it was at SoCal. I talked to his wife a good bit. And then in Copenhagen, we were like, you were there when he was like, she's due like in a week or something. And I was like, go home, or like this month. And he was like,
Yeah,
yeah, you know, they're just, I love them. They're an adorable couple. Roman, I think there was a time where people thought he was going to win. Although I do think Jason said he's a threat, didn't he? He was one of the ones. I think he's a threat for podium potentially. He's someone who the programming is going to have to be in his favor because
yeah.
he's not super strong. Um, oh my God, I just saw comments. Okay. Um, so that makes sense to me that he would accept WFP. I think Tudor 100% accepts.
Yep, agreed.
Not a doubt. Chandler, not surprised. He's not
No,
competing in CrossFit. Yonakowski's going to accept. He's already said if he made it, he's going to accept. I mean, same, he just had a kid. This is guaranteed money for him and lives in Europe. Do you think Aniel will accept?
I feel like he should. He didn't because he missed qualifying for the games last year, I think.
Yeah, I
And
think
like
he's in that category of like bubble athlete that why would you not take the guaranteed competitions?
like 10th place contract. I don't like remember what the numbers are, but I feel like that's pretty decent. So for him
Mhm.
not to take that, I think would be silly.
Yeah. Jack Farlow makes sense to me. That was his goal from the beginning. He was a kind of the perfect him and Tudor were like challengers, then pros, then in the top heat, like of pro. That's crazy. They both, I mean, Jack, okay, 11th. They both came, I was going to say top 10, close to top 10, but yeah, that makes sense. Do you think Colton is going to accept?
I think he should.
Do you
Because
think he's
like
going to?
I think it would be in his best interest to take it because traditionally he does not do super well at the games. And I know the games is like the cool thing to do and it's flashy. But if we talk about maybe some longevity,
Mm-hmm. I think he
I think
will.
he should.
I take a very similar stance to Ricky, right? Like he is proven. They're kind of not into it, but he is kind of like tough. I can compete. He always says like people are like recovery, recovery. Like I run a whole pig farm and do all these things and train and do this. Like I can handle it. And he is like, yeah, Kenneth said, Colin wants to prove he's better than everyone. I think he will. And I agree, like chip on his shoulder. He's like, I can do it all. So I think he should. I think he will. If he didn't, I would think maybe like he's in with a lot of people that are not the biggest fans of the WFP. So like, but he does again, him and Ricky are both people that don't seem to be influenced by they just do whatever the F they
Sure.
want.
Yeah, sure.
Keep going, you got it.
These three, no surprise. at all,
Yeah,
right?
Hasta, yeah. I mean, again, kind of can perform well, lives in Europe, makes sense. Pat Vellner's not competing in CrossFit. Travis Mayer, is he competing in CrossFit?
I don't know, but I mean, he's a masters athlete,
Yeah.
right?
I was so impressed with how he did in the final. Like, he came out swinging and kind of was like, yeah, I still got it. And like him and Yonakoski had some really great performances, which I think is cool. Also, like, again, data 5. Like, he's guaranteed 3 competition, like
Yep.
5. I think he has 5 kids. A lot of kids. Hi.
He did not try to qualify for the games this past year,
Hasta
right? I don't think so. I don't think he tried. I think he was one of the ones that
was out.
decided to just do. I think, but I can't say that with certainty,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure. So to me, this makes sense.
And like Chandler Smith and him are kind of training buddies now. Chandler's only doing WFP. I think it kind of makes sense. Hot take. I think Jeff is going to decline.
I was kind of thinking that too. I
Here's
feel
my
like
reasoning.
he
Oh, go ahead.
definitely
Go ahead.
saw. Oh, I was just gonna say he definitely saw that he doesn't like to compete that much, or his body doesn't like to compete that much. And obviously he's won the CrossFit Games before. I mean, his contract wouldn't be that great for WFP in terms of money.
Yep.
So to me, if you have a shot at winning whatever the win $250,000, we'll just say at the CrossFit Games, I feel like it makes more sense for him to do the games.
Yeah. So he has said in other interviews, and I've spoken to him at WFP in interviews, interesting conversations, that he doesn't do well competing a lot. He said, I'm someone that my body doesn't do well, like you said. I think he fought so hard to get it was the way WFP set up their final. He didn't really have a chance to be in the final heat, no matter how well he did, because of the running leaderboard. He fought very hard to get this. He was visibly like just not bummed out, but he's like, it was a math game to him, the finals of like, I need this placement, where I am on the leaderboard matters, all that. I think he fought to get the spot so he has the option to then decide. Him and his wife / coach, when everything was going down with CrossFit after Lazar died, definitely said their like main consideration was, this is a job. They're trying to make money. What's going to make the most sense for them to make money? And I think, like you said, he's not going to have the best contract. If he focuses solely on CrossFit, he has the potential to podium at the CrossFit Games. That's where they make their bread and butter. I don't think it's like impossible that he does both. I think if he does both, he's not doing any other competitions like Waza or
Which he pulled out of Wodapalooza anyway last year.
because he doesn't like to compete multiple times.
Yeah.
But I do think he's going to decline, honestly, just seeing the body language, how he's feeling. But we'll see. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe he also did have some injuries this year. If he feels better, who knows?
Yeah.
Ty Jenkins.
I think he should, just because he's so young and like it's guaranteed money and he is so new in the space. I can see him doing both though, but I think he accepts.
Yeah, me too. I think so too. BKG, I think, will definitely accept, because I think same thing, like as some of the Travis Mayer, he's on the end of his career and this is guaranteed competition. Big Ty fan. You know, it was kind of cute seeing him and his girlfriend both competing in Copenhagen. I'll give him that. You were not a fan of his Matrix outfit. It about killed you.
Literally.
We literally worked together, and I can't tell you how long we spent analyzing how Cait felt about Ty's Matrix outfit and how cringe it was.
The whole time you were just saying, like, before you even brought it up, that all I can see now when we say Ty Jenkins is the Matrix. I can't. I hated it.
He committed to the bit. You guys.
I love a good bit. Okay, like I give him big props for doing that. I think that's really cool, but I just hated it. I hated it. I'm so sorry.
Loving it. He put the glasses on.
Matrix outfits. You got to get on Instagram, buddy.
Yeah. They do like the fit when they come to check-in at WFP, and he went with it, and he was full Matrix, like long cloak, suit, jacket, whatever you call it. He had the glasses. He did the full 360. Okay, here's the thing. I did interview him, and he was freaking loving it, and I love that for him.
I'm trying to pull it up, but my internet's being slow.
Chris Ibarra, thoughts?
I say probably.
He just made the games, but he's again kind of a bubble athlete. Him and Olivia train together. I think they'll both do it or both not.
I do think maybe like one will be influenced by the other, possibly.
Yes.
But I don't know.
I agree.
I can see him doing either or.
Um,
I
yeah,
have no good pictures on his Instagram of that outfit. I feel
he's
like there
not
was
a social media guy, don't you
so
know?
many. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot. How could I forget?
Nate accepted, makes sense. He really wanted it. He's a bubble athlete. He's gonna do both for sure. And Mayhem athletes, they love volume.
I'm a hater.
Cait's a hater. Not of Nate, just in general of someone said Cait hated something. No way.
That's-
Cait is a big hater.
Yeah.
So I think probably same thing, 2 or 3 will get bumped in. Do you think Nick Matthew will do it?
Yeah, I think he wanted it. I mean, just watching in the moment, you could see that very last workout because both of them were
Mhm.
on the bubble.
Yep.
They both fought really hard, and I think if Nick didn't care, then he wouldn't do it.
Someone said, I don't think he's Mayhem, referring to Nate. He's just coached by Dom. I could be wrong, though. I think if you're coached by Dom, you're Mayhem. Isn't that how that works?
No
Dom.
idea.
He
I
has
don't even
gone
know
to
who that is.
Mayhem a few times to be coached by Dom. But Dom's Mayhem coach. Isn't that how that I don't know. Yes. So the second to last event, Nick Matthew walked back, was talking to Elle, and he was like, there it goes. Like, my pro card's gone. And which wasn't the case. I mean, he was still kind of in contention, but I think, and they ended up tying, I believe, and Nate won the tiebreak. I think, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that he will accept. Same thing of like, he's not someone who's gonna, if he makes the games, be top 10, probably not, and that's guaranteed competition for him. And he is on the older end. I think both Colin Bossard and Luka Jukic will accept. Luka's not competing in the CrossFit season, to my knowledge, so I would assume he would accept. And Colin's young and new, so
I think traditionally Colin doesn't do super well outside of the open. I know he went to semis, but I don't think he did great. So I think WFP, honestly, I don't think he did too bad because I accidentally looked at the wrong leaderboard when I was making this list. And he was like, I think in the top 10, or he for sure was in the top 20. And then I realized I was looking at the wrong list. So I think the WFP would be great for him to
yeah,
do.
he's also like very good at endurance hierarchy things, which
Yeah.
like, I mean, there's both in both, but probably having more tour stops would be helpful for him than one weekend, I would assume.
Correct. I'm
Do you
trying to
wanna
find that stupid picture.
of Ty Jenkins?
Yes, there is like
I
none, and I
have a
feel
whole
like it was
video on my
everywhere.
phone. I can try and find it.
I mean, there's a
Okay.
video. I just didn't want to play a video, but anyway.
It's on our
What were you
Instagram
saying?
video. Do you wanna go over Mayhem Classic real quick?
So they deleted. Let me stop sharing the screen. I never know how this is. Oh, geez.
Hello. Okay.
Whoa, every time.
Okay.
They had posted a list of people who they invited with their names like scratched out who have declined, and that is no longer on their Instagram anymore.
But they do have the original list and then who
They have the original list, but I
yes.
don't know why
I
that's
think
gone.
maybe I don't know, they sent out secondary invites and they posted who they sent them to. I kinda love the drama that they're posting who they sent it to and who accepts. It's just fun. Because now we get to know who said no. I kinda like that, calling them out a little bit. But there's a lot of reasons people could say no. Like James came out and said it, like, I just have a better shot at a different one. But they invited 13 sorry, they invited 15 women, 15 men, 30 total. 19 of the 30 said no. Only 11 said yes. So I thought any interesting ones there? Oh, you're pulling it up. Okay.
I don't even remember who said no,
I
which
can
is why I
look.
liked
Okay.
the other list that you could see
Yeah.
who was
I
scratched
mean,
out.
just say the name and I'll tell you.
I mean,
Let me go.
I think we talked Gabby had accepted when we were on here last week, but I saw let me go to their actual main
Emily
page.
Rolfe accepted. Ariel Lowen, Emma Lawson, Olivia Kerstetter. Manon Anganay's accepted. She confirmed, so
Okay.
she is doing both. Well, we don't know if she's doing WFP.
I'm surprised. Can you see my screen? Right?
Yes.
I am surprised about Jason Hopper doing this one. No?
Why?
I don't know, just because I feel like everybody says it's super did he qualify last year through Mayhem?
No, he didn't do
Did he do
Mayhem.
I can't remember. Maybe
It was
that's why I'm
remember Colton
surprised.
and Austin.
Okay. And Austin confirmed.
I'm not surprised because I feel like it's kind of up his alley. Like it's not far from where he lives. It's early enough that he could qualify another way. Oh, Carolyn Prevost said, I got an invite today, so assuming it's third round, I won't be going. Congrats on getting an invite.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's fairly close to him. Someone said for Jason, and I think like James not going down. Like the Brute Boys are clearly picking where they're like one's gonna go here, one's gonna go here, which makes sense. So this one's close for him. Drivable. I think it kind of makes sense. And I am super excited that Emma Lawson's going. I'm excited to
Yep.
see her back competing. Thought it was really interesting in the second round, Saxon Panchik back in the list. Abby Domet did really well there last time, so that makes sense. Nick Matthew is going. Haley Adams obviously lives there. Olivia, I think like Olivia Kerstetter, Emma Lawson, Lucy Campbell. Lucy Campbell going is a big deal. I think
Yeah.
Ariel Lowen, like, and Gabby, it's going to be crazy on the women's side.
I'm this is the first one, right? The first in-person semifinal.
Yes, which is why also I think a lot of these people are going because then they will have options to qualify a different way if they don't do well.
I'm really hoping, speaking of Abigail Domet, I was like I still am like the biggest fangirl of her, but she won West Coast Classic like two semifinals ago, and she like
Mhm.
did so well, like surprised me.
Yep.
And then last year she didn't really do
Yep.
it for me. She didn't really do much last year, and I think she had made a post about being burnt out a little bit, which makes sense. But I'm really hoping this year
Want
is
her
like
to
a comeback year
have
for
a
her.
comeback. I mean,
She's
she's
cool.
totally focused on CrossFit, so maybe. Um, we'll see. On the men's side, I mean, obviously makes sense. Colton's doing it. This programming caters to him. Squat volume is his jam, and Mayhem loves squat volume. Austin's there, like Roman's there. Uh, who else?
Do you know the answer
Yeah,
to this question? 2 spots or 3?
I don't know. I don't
I
know if
don't.
they've even said yet. I'm surprised Jeff's doing it, to be honest.
Is he confirmed? Jeff
Yeah,
Radler?
yeah, he's on there,
I'd
which
be
I was
looking at this
surprised.
list in front of me, and I don't even know who's on it.
Literally
Oh,
right there, Jeff Adler, which that was a surprising one. Um,
I feel like that would be a good competition for him, though.
oh,
I
it
can't see
says
this.
how many invitations are earned. I don't know. Oh, no, that was nothing. Okay. Um, I think maybe it's 2. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But anyways, surprise Lucy Campbell's going. I think this is a really hard one to qualify out of, but I think kind of like people wanna like Mayhem's the Mecca and people wanna go. So yeah. I think so the next list they put out was for men, Noah, Gee. I don't know if Gee's doing he sat out last year. If he's doing the CrossFit season, I think that he would do it just because it's at home. It's like easy, but I don't think he's gonna do it. No, I don't think he's doing CrossFit. maybe because he's not gotten a pro card, he might, but like I think he's done because he retired. Harry Lightfoot, I could see him doing it. It'd be very hard for him to qualify, but like wanting to go to Mayhem. Saxon accepted. Henry Hapalainen, I don't know. Samuel Cornier lives there, I believe, or maybe not because he's Canadian, I think, French Canadian, but he was there for a while. Travis Mayer, I don't know if he's doing CrossFit season. We'll see. And Nick Matthew accepted because I don't know. He's squat volume's probably good for him. He was there last year. I don't know. Well, I think also for someone like him competing at Mayhem Classic, probably a really cool opportunity.
So they've definitely gone through the second invite list of women then.
Yeah, I mean, she was on the third because if Caroline Prevost got an invite, she wasn't the first or second. So they've gone to the third. For women, the ones that haven't accepted, I mean, Grace Walton, that'd be a huge trip for her to qualify. I imagine she would probably not come. Paige Semenza, maybe because she lives there, but I do think she is doing team this year. Abby accepted. Annika, honestly, I think it would be great for her because it is so high squat volume typically. I think Mayhem probably caters to her a little bit programming wise, but it's so hard to qualify with the people that are there. So who knows? Claudia Gluck accepted. Fee loves Mayhem, but it might be too early in the season for her if she's injured.
Do we know it's her shoulder, right?
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it'll be exciting. This was the only semifinal that I watched last year, like the whole way through. Maybe it's because it was the first one. So, and there had been no CrossFit other than Wadapalooza. And I thought, I hate when it does this. I thought it was really fun. I enjoyed it. I did see the Barbell Spin posted like a thing asking if it was going to be live streamed. That would suck, I guess. I didn't think that it wouldn't be live streamed, but
I think it will. I mean, last time they had a whole live stream set up, so why wouldn't they this year? I would imagine we wouldn't be going backwards, we'd be going forwards. It was, I do remember Rich saying it was like a huge thing in a setup and all that to get it going, but I think Mayhem does it right. They put on a good competition. I have not decided if I want to go yet or not. I'm on the fence. We talked a little bit about this last year. Last week. So, but I'll think about it.
I think it'd be fun. If I went to any, I would like to go to that one.
It's drivable for both of us. Is it not drivable for you?
13 hours for me. Florida. I think people forget that Florida. I live at the very bottom of Florida, and it takes 7 hours to get out of Florida. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. There's so much to go to, and like, fortunately, but unfortunately, I do have a job, and you can't just be going all the time. So just like athletes, we kind of have to pick and choose what makes the most sense, and it is expensive to continue to travel. So, and dog sitters, holy cow, charge an arm and a leg.
Someone said, Kenneth said, Rich ended up not recouping any money. He was in the hole like $7,000 at the end. I believe it. Competitions are insanely expensive to put on. That might be the reason that they're asking if he's going to do a live stream again, doing a live stream, especially like I thought Mayhem's live stream was extremely high quality. That's an expensive undertaking. So we'll see. I would imagine that they would not put on the competition again and make it a semifinal unless they were able to do this, but who knows? We'll see.
I mean, we had semifinals, 3 years ago that the whole first day wasn't even live stream, at all of them.
It's Mayhem. So, I don't know. We'll see.
That's still, I mean, you make no money though. I'm trying to think. They would make money off vendors, but you can only have so many because it's inside of their actual gym and then spectator tickets.
Yep.
And it's not really that much of a moneymaker, which is why CrossFit stopped doing regionals in the first place, is because it is kind of a money suck. So even though we enjoy it, that's not what it is.
I think it's interesting because people always are like, why are local comps so expensive? And I'm like, I don't think people have any concept of how expensive it is to put events on, to rent space, to create, they already have the equipment, but like bringing equipment in and out, shuffling things, creating like it's, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, Kenneth. And to kind of said they can only sell so many tickets because it's ran out of a gym. But also it costs people money, like unless you live in Cookeville or wherever it is, it costs people to travel there. Like it would cost me a couple $100, $300 for a plane ticket. Then I have to find a hotel to stay, to then just get like a standing room only ticket in a gym and maybe look over people's shoulders. Like cool event. Like again, like I still would love to go, but you kind of have to think about, is it worth it as a spectator to go?
I wonder if
That
they're
is
doing
true.
media credentials. I didn't even think about that.
Um,
Yeah, and then I mean, Carolyn Prevost said at least Mayhem doesn't have to pay additional money for renting space or equipment, etc. True. I do think they have to like rearrange equipment, have other people. Like, I mean, their gym looks different, I imagine, for the competition layout, but yes, they don't have to pay for a space and for the actual movement of equipment. But competitions are a lot of work to put on,
tons of work.
especially that level because it has to be run so well.
Yes.
I pulled this comment way earlier, jumping ship. Said appreciate you standing on business last week. Maysa may not agree with you on certain things, but much respect for owning it. I appreciate it. I don't ever expect anyone to have the same views as me or agree with me. I think sometimes it's just good to like explain where I'm coming from so you can see the logical red thread of why I feel the way I do about things because people seem to want to know. I guess that's why we're here. But yeah.
We did get a lot of messages like that last week. Like not to rehash the whole thing, but sometimes I think we can get lost in the loud voices that are negative. They seem extra loud, but we did get quite a few messages from people saying exactly what that comment just said. You don't have to agree, but it is sometimes really scary to state your opinion or how you feel because it's not necessarily going to land well with most people, and the majority of people would just not say anything at all. So
Out here trying.
props to you for speaking your truth, and like I'm always going to be an advocate for that, like even if it ruffles feathers, like say it with your chest and really just really stand by what you think. So
I try. Maybe I'll bring that out in another 4 to 6 months.
I
Once
don't think it
every
should detract you. I don't know if that's the right word.
deter.
From saying how you feel. Deter, thank you.
Yeah,
From how you feel or what you think. And that's what we have
for
a
sure.
platform. The great thing is we have our own platform, so we quite literally can say whatever we want.
I think at the end of the day, like we've talked about this a bunch in the last week with everything that's come out. Like I do, for the most part, want to keep it about fitness and gyms and CrossFit and WFP and the things that we're here to talk about. I would rather it be about that and showcasing the athletes and the media and all those things than these like wars that we sometimes get into on media. I think they're part of the game, right? Part of the job, but like I truly am not here to like intentionally stir the pot. We know that some of the things we say are going to stir the pot, but when I share those kinds of things, it's again to help people understand my thought process or where I'm coming from or get to know me a little bit. It's not like, oh, I want to be contrary. Like that's not the goal. And so for the most part, we're gonna like everyone's like, when it's unhinged, Maysa gonna come out. Like for the most part, that's not the goal. It's not, it's to talk about what we came to talk about, which is functional fitness and sport and more than sport. So
I do think the scariest thing maybe that we didn't learn this time but have continued to learn is that people are so um easily swayed. Like something will come out on the internet and they'll be like, well, so and so said it must be true, and people will believe whatever a
mhm.
person says. I'm not like talking about anyone specifically, but you'll see a clip and it'll be like, Maysa said it, that must be true. No context behind it, like just a small little clip. And that's really scary because people do that with everything, not just CrossFit, but politics and other like serious topics as well, are not like critically thinking for themselves and just believe whatever it is on the internet.
If it's posted by someone they like, it must be true. And the reality is, like, people forget that if you're, no matter who you are, including us, like, we're doing a job. Our job is to get viewers. Our job is to spread certain information. Hi, S'mores made an appearance. Love that from you. She just whacked me with her tail. And so I think, like, we're quick to believe we're all guilty of this, right? Like, someone posts something, but like try to look more into situations and information, because we can literally say whatever we want, clip whatever we want, spin it however we want, and make you try to believe something that may or may not be true.
And we have had these conversations even today, most recently. And I do think it's important to say, I would hope that the people who listen to us and know us already like know this, but we're never, I thought that said big old Cait at first.
Me too. I double checked and then I was like, cat. She's actually a very small cat. Like, she's like 9 pounds. She's a small cat, but it's fine.
I think it's important to say that a lot of people ask us, like, why aren't you on a different channel? Like, you guys should break off and do your own thing. Like, you would have so many more listeners and opportunities if you weren't aligned with the people you were aligned with. Maysa and I are never going to get on here and say things that like are not true to us. Like, we're not going to like spin tails. Like, what you see is very much what you get when it comes to us. And sometimes I believe in tailoring a message if it's going to hurt somebody else, right? Like, we're not going to get on here and slander people. There's a time and a place to have those kind of conversations. And I don't think it's online like that. Like, private conversations, I think, are a much different story. But that is one thing that made me so comfortable in having like a podcast with Maysa, is that we were just very aligned when it came to that. Like, if that means that we never get more than 19 viewers on this channel, but like we stay true to who we are, like, we're not going to sell our soul to get 200 viewers or 10,000 people watching like the channel. That's just not really what we're about. And I was talking to somebody about it today, and I was like, oh yeah, like 420 people watched our episode last week. And some people would be like, they don't get any views. When was the last time 420 people listened to what you had to say? If you were standing in front of 420 people, you'd be like, holy fuck, look at all these people. This is crazy. I'm scared to talk to 420 people. And like, so maybe it doesn't seem like a lot, but like, people are listening. We've heard, you know, we go to Copenhagen and people are like, I'm from Germany and I watch your show. And, you know, I take a lot of pride that both of us really, like, you're never going to have to guess like how we feel. And we're always going to keep it still respectful. That's my soapbox.
I agree. I 100% agree. And I think that, like, I would like to believe in the long run that pays off. I think it also is just for as far as like, if you want to take it to like the business side and whatever, I would like to think that competitions we're going to work with, brands we're going to work with, know what they're getting, right? Like, they know who we are. We're not going to fly off the wheels or do something that isn't appropriate for the situation, and that matters. And we align ourselves with people that have that outlook as well. So, and I personally am very happy with where we are and who we're aligned with.
We're really not that bad. I shouldn't have to convince you guys, but I think we're pretty cool. But there's a lot of like loud stuff, and you know, that's unfortunate that everything kind of gets lost in the sauce.
And I put on my story, you know, like, if you have questions, DM me, because I think people's favorite thing to say is that, well, they didn't give specifics. And I genuinely am not trying to talk around subjects. When there's questions, I answer them. I have the points I make. If they're not the points you wanted to know, then ask me them. I'll answer them. And I did get, honestly, quite a few DMs after I posted on my story, and had great conversations explaining the things that people wanted to know. Like, we're open to answering the questions you have, but I can't in my brain come up with all the questions you might have. I don't know you.
And like, to go off that now, like, we're like talking about a completely different subject. But going off of that, we do this live, and we're like, yes, sometimes we have some notes and like things that we want to touch on, but like, all these comments and questions that are coming in, like we're answering without being able to think about it. And we're trying to like give the best answer possible. Some of these people who have other platforms pre-record their stuff and can cut it so they can have the perfect answer. They can re-record an answer. Like we don't get to do that because we do it live, which I think makes it an even more genuine interaction. So like I think forget about that too. Like this is not pre-rehearsed. This is not cut and edited. Like this is really us. And sometimes we don't answer things very well because we're just doing our best and we're trying to read 76 comments, you know?
Yeah.
That gets lost, I think.
Yeah. All right. RF subs, let's go.
Oh, I'm like not ready. Hold on, give me a second.
I literally drank doubled up on my RX up elixir today because I was so dehydrated.
So I'm like gonna start working with a coach on Monday, and he sent me like my like lifestyle goals outside of the gym, and it was like I read them today. 75 ounces, I think, is my goal, and I'm just like, I'm
listen to the coach. God bless.
No,
if you're gonna listen to anyone,
I'm going to try. Like, I'm hiring a coach because I need to be held accountable to these things, right? And like, I know I need to do them, but I will not. I haven't drank any water today, none. And I know, but anyway, I read that and I was like, this is gonna suck, but I'm gonna do it because I will do what people tell me to do if they're coaching me. I might complain, but
proud of you.
Anyway, this episode is brought to you by RF Supplements, the NSF certified supplement brand trusted by athletes who demand clean, effective performance. From protein powders to peptides, RF Supplements has everything you need to perform at your best. No fillers, no shortcuts, just science-backed formulas built for real results. Check them out at rfsupplements.com and use code RF-ITBO for 15% off your orders. RF Supplements, fuel your potential. Was that good?
That's amazing. You're about to go visit them.
Yeah, I fly out tomorrow night, hopefully, as long as nothing gets canceled. And I'll spend Saturday with some of the RF team, which will be, really cool. I think, yeah, really cool. So I'll tell you guys about it. Yeah, definitely we'll get some content. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is that you say.
Go follow us on Instagram, please. That's what we want the most right now.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Subscribe, like, comment, do your thing. You know the drill.
Bye, guys. This was fun.